If you like big opal stones in the rough, this video is for you. Look at this. I've got a Cuba PD of a half an ounce rock, which is not that easy to get. And look at those beautiful colors. We're going to cut it and see the result. At the end, I will tell you what I paid for it and we'll value it and see if we made any money or not. It's got its issues. You can see some cracking and you can see that color bar on this side is quite beautiful and a full rainbow, but this side is not so bright. However, you can just see the specks coming there and it's quite wide and it's big. So we're gonna have a fun, so stick around and let's see what becomes of this white or crystal big opal stone. Now I'm showing you it's dry. It is dry and it has that color. So I have big hope for it, but I'm predicting we're gonna have to cut it up. Oh, it'd be so good to have this size, you know, like a huge rock, but how far does this go in? And has it got sand issues or not? Cracks? Are we gonna have the right thickness? I mean, in the rough, it's quite thick. So, all right, there you go. Let's weigh it up. Like I said, over half an ounce, 85 carats. So pretty good size, and I can give you an idea of its, 40 odd mils, 30 odd mils, and it's got 10 odd mils thickness. In some parts it's 12 or 13. So let's see, let's go on the machine and see what we're gonna do with it. And if you have any idea in the comments, maybe would you keep it and just not do anything with it? You could just Dremel it and have a big rock, because I tell you, in the industry at the moment, they are cutting it all up to smaller pieces. It's hard to get these big pieces. Recently, I sold one to a client in the US, and he got an awesome rock. He's had some really good luck with the big rocks from me. But this one, I was dividing, going, okay, should I sell? Should I put on the website? I know you people love getting these big rocks. And if I put a nice price on it, it will just sell straight away. But I thought I haven't done a video with a big rock for a little while, so this is it. All right. Yeah, so we're here. And look at that. Oh, I miss my wheels. As you know, I've been away and haven't been doing as many videos as I'm used to, but now I'm here, I'm trying to get you guys the content. So with this one, I think most of you can see it's the sides that don't have the clear color bar that I want to expose to see how much of that color, that thick bar from one side goes in. So, and yeah, I'm on not my usual favorite 600 wheel. This is the 180. So it's pretty fast, it's pretty rough, sintered diamond. And I have to tell you, these wheels are brilliant. I've had them for years now and they're still very, very good. So yeah, very cost effective, not cheap wheels, but last for ages. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to, I'm really hoping that that thickness of the bar goes right, through. But the more I expose that side, the more I can have I see, there you go, that the bar is thin underneath, but that thickness kind of goes just under the skin. So I don't think it's gonna come through all the way. And I also see this like sandy lines in there that are not giving me the warm and fuzzies with the opal. You know, sometimes you keep grinding and you can just see, wow, you know, you have something special. This one, at the end you'll find out what it cost me. I give it away that I didn't spend a fortune on it because it was educated. Can you see this? This glitterbug, like that's a unique sand that can be on the inside of an opal, and this opal is, I call it a white crystal, and until you start cutting it, you don't know. Like, okay, so we've got the bar going through. That's good news. But sometimes you just see that those sandy lines, they can be on the inside of the opal, and because you've got the crystal, you can see them through. And yeah, it's that kind of sand formation there that I'm always wary of. That's why I don't want to pay top dollar, even though if you see that calabar. And this is also a good for when you're buying opal to know, at the auctions on the side, they, a lot of sales will just show you the good bits, which is that big calabar. You get excited, you go, wow, half an ounce rock. I can with that bar, wow, if you see that, you go, what a brilliant color. But then when you start assessing it, see, that color sits with those sandy lines and the cracks as well. And because of it, you ain't gonna pay top dollar for it if you know what you're doing. But if you just see a bit of that opal with that thick caliber, you might get very excited and go, wow, half an ounce, 85 carats, that's gotta be worth, that could be worth, let's say you lose half an opal, I could get a 40 carat stone here with, worth $4,000 or something, or maybe even more. Well, can you see? Now that I'm going in, and I'm gonna go in, take that skin off, because I've got the color all around now. Can you see? Wow, that is really going thick all around, but that sandy lines and those cracks. Now, I'm also not scared of those cracks yet. I did put a torch to it, and I know that this got cracks, but a lot of those cracks are just on top, and they don't go through to the bottom. So I'm still very, see those? I reckon there's every chance they will clean up. They're just natural cracking formations, and they're in that white potch on top. So we should be able to get rid of them and get something clean. And I'm gonna go and do that. But yeah, you really need to, when you're spending money, assess the opal a little bit more. And it's hard when you're buying online, because you get a limited time to have a look at it. You get a small screen, so you really need to, the best education is just keep doing it, isn't it? And learning as you go. There is not really a black and white, sort of template to opal, and that comes from the fact that each rock is unique and different, and it comes from all sorts of different mines and different ground formations. So it will have, even though it's silica, and you get sand, it's all different sand, and just different regions of Australia have different things. And of course there's the iron stone with the boulder opal, but this one, it's got, so much color, but it's like, as I call it, the white crystal. Sometimes when you start going into it, you get excited, you might get a clean crystal. Sometimes it's cloudy, so I call it the white crystal. It's not professional name. It's not
two, it's just my way of saying this is the type of opal for me, which means it's gonna be translucent, but with that white cloud in parts. And sometimes it just works out white. So and you know what? Sometimes that can be better because when there are sandy bits underneath or those little hairlines of sand, um, you see on the side there, if they right underneath and you get a white opal, you may not see them. If you get crystal, you see obviously everything underneath. And you can clean up a little bit underneath, but obviously you want to keep the thickness as well. So, yeah. Who would have thought, just a rock, a wheel, should be easy, shouldn't it? To look at the color that those reds and the pattern of the specks of the color, that kind of flagstone, and the big specks. I love that. It is looking quite white, but part of it is translucent. So, and some people just do love the white opal. So I'm gonna go and keep going. Let's speed it up and see if we can clean that up. Yeah, and so that's what we've got. You can see. And as predicted, I'm gonna have to cut it because of those sandy lines and that one there in the middle. It's kind of visible and that red coming over it, but look at those colors. But it's definitely not the perfect opal, so I'm gonna cut it there somewhere. And I'm not sure if that sand is gonna come off, so there we go. I draw a line for you guys. All this there, it's probably gonna be wasted. I'm still gonna try to make something out of it. But there, it looks like a huge teardrop. And I love that. I love the free form. Okay, we cut it up. Now, we've got two pieces. So, we've got that teardrop there, which got still a little bit of sand on the side there. We're gonna bring it in, and that other smaller piece, still like decent sized pieces, you can see. I'm not sure if this is gonna make anything because of all the sand, so I might speed up the process here and see if this makes anything or not. And it's not looking good, that piece. It's just full of sand and matrix things. The colors are all hidden, so it's a waste. Let's concentrate on this beauty. And we still got some cracking on top there and a little bit of sand, so I'm gonna have to bring it in. And yeah, you can see, look, it's a give or take, but having that in my hand, I've got an advantage over you guys. And that's another thing. We can all fear going in too hard because we lose color, or we're just grinding the opal away and its weight. But when you've got such a thick color bar, I think the way the opal is looking, you've got to go in. Firstly, you've got to bring it in. I'm going to keep it the free form because it's naturally just shaping into this beautiful teardrop. And it's a good size opal. We should end up with, 10 to 12 carats of a gem. Will all the cracks come out? Would all the sand come out? Those little hairlines? let's see what happens. I'll speed it up and we have a look at the end what we get. Yeah, so now I'm going on my favorite, and I'm just cleaning it up, and you can see that the drop is working out pretty well. I'm getting the last of the sand peaks and that cloud. You can see some parts of it is crystal, some parts it's got the cloud, so it's white crystal. Argue with me if you want in the comments, but that's what I'm gonna call it. And this is not uniform shape. I'm really loving it. It's a beautiful, bright, big opal. Look at that. Now it's not perfect yet, but yeah, I think we're getting to a dopstick point and shaping it a little bit better. Yeah. So, I've put it on the dopstick and I'm gonna go and do it on the Nova wheels and then just clean it up and see and show you before the polish what it's going to look like.
All
So,
right. So, was it worth it? Now that I see it, after I gave it a quick little Nova Wheels polish, that I need to bring it in a little bit still here. And it is not a perfect opal because it has a little bit of milkiness amongst that crystal. But look at these colors. And it's a big 30 mil by about 10 free shaped teardrop. Now, there is more to go in there, but I'm not gonna make that choice because I think that little hairline is coming through that crystal. So you don't want to lose the thickness, but look at the reds and the blues. I mean, what do you think? Do you like it? Now, for those putting comments, do you think I should just cut it and make 2 or 3 opals out of it? Everybody's individual. I love free forms. I can do something really pretty with this. I've got a girl that can use a copper wire or make a setting for this, and it's a huge pendant. Look at that. The reds, the blues, the greens, beautiful colors. Now, let's see what it weighs actually. So we started at 85 odd carats. 12.7, so pretty decent. It's gonna probably be 12 or 11 and a half by the time it's completely finished. But the cracks went away. There is some hairlines, but the cracks don't go all the way in. Now, what do you think this is worth? I reckon it's probably, would you pay $100 a carat for finish one of this? This will be brought in here. Okay. So at 100, and when you bring it in, let's say it ends up being $1,100, $1,100, something like that. What do you think I paid for it? That big chunk, and unfortunately the other piece didn't work out, but I paid based on what I saw, which is beautiful color, but a opal that's cracky, imperfect. I paid 270 Aussie dollars. Was that a good deal? You let me know. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you on the next one. Well, I just put it in water since it hasn't been polished. Oh, the colors are stunning. So much nicer in my hands. Just that little milkiness, but you can see you can actually bring it down with the water, and it's more crystal than white. But I would call it white crystal, my own name. There you go. Beautiful teardrop with awesome pattern and awesome color.